we have a segment called Underrated, Overrated, where we'll name a couple players and we'll kind of debate, discuss, or agree whether they're underrated based on their current form or what people perceive them to be, or overrated. Overrated, underrated. We're going to tell you exactly what we think and let us know what you think in the comments. And should be fun, especially with number one. We'll go with Heung-min Son.
I already know where this is going.
Heung-min Son, man. I mean, phenomenal player in throughout his career, from Bayer Leverkusen all the way through.
Hope you're liking our video so far. Like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the video.
Was it Bayer Leverkusen? No, Hamburg.
Nah, he played for Bayern Leverkusen.
Leverkusen?
Actually, Hamburg too.
Hamburg, both.
Yeah, I think he played for both.
Okay.
Can't remember right now.
Bundesliga to Tottenham. Phenomenal season, scoring crazy goals. Electric on the left wing. South Korea international. I think he had a phenomenal season in the past. But I'm going to go overrated.
That's fine. I'm going to go underrated.
I'm going to say overrated because, we look at Son and we see him as one of the top wingers in the league, sometimes even in the world. Not as quite as good as like the Salah levels, but maybe a notch lower. And for someone to be compared to that level, you got to be bagging in goals. Like statistics got to be in there. The eye test, you got to be seeing stuff. A lot of times last season, I saw him getting pulled out of games, got benched for a lot of games. Redeemed himself when he scored that hat trick off the bench, but consistency is what the top players in the world need, and he's considered a top player based on what I saw last season. Little overrated. Still think he's a phenomenal player, don't get me wrong, but based on where he should be and where we see him and what he's performing, 10 goals, 6 assists last season, wasn't enough for me, so I'm going to say overrated.
All right. Well, I'm going underrated. He's been a great left mid for a while. Since 2016, he's had more than 10 goals in the Premier League. That's a lot of goals in the Premier League, and we tend to forget his abilities. Abilities, yeah, and the agility, I think he's underrated. Right now, he's a captain of Tottenham. It's for a reason. He's a great player, great guy. The fans love him. Everybody loves him. And he's trusted in any position, left, right, up top. Yeah,
but is he trusted, though? Because even this season, he's getting put on the bench 60th minute, 55th minute because he's not performing. Last season, we saw a lot of that, too. Last game
against United, it didn't look like that. It looked like Richarlison went on the bench and he went up top.
No, of course. I'm saying against Brentford. I'm saying this season, to start off the season. Still no goals, but, that's still time to change. Last season, didn't have a great ending to the season. Like I said, getting benched. So, I don't know. Is he trusted?
Still trusted. He's the captain of the team.
We'll have to see. I'm gonna stick her overrated. You'll say underrated. We'll get back to this a little bit later in the season.
Got a lot of love for that guy, man.
I got love for him. He's one of them guys you can't hate.
Man, bro, the things that he's done is just incredible. Dribbling players. He's done things on his own with no help.
He's always had Kane, bro.
He's always had Kane, but I'm saying like goals. Like he's scored goals on his own. He's dribbled through people and just gone all the way straight to goal. Good on the left, right foot. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think this season will decide or really see if he was really dependent on Kane or not. Because since Kane is gone now, let's see if he can pick up those goals that Kane left off. Because he scored 30.
That's a lot of goals.
30 last season. He's gonna have his time to shine.
Yeah.
Let's go on with Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. This is a tough one. Because at Crystal Palace, I thought he was like really, really nasty. Coming into Man U, he had a little downfall, but now I'm starting to see him pick it up. So I'm gonna go with underrated, just because I think he's a good player when he goes 1-on-1 with attacking players, and he commits to tackles. Very good. Going forward, got a lot of energy. He could provide you assists now. He got one this season so far. So I'm going to stick with underrated.
Yeah, I agree, man. Underrated. Crystal Palace, he was phenomenal, and got a big move to Man United. A lot of pressure that comes with that transfer, but I think he's coping with it well. He's never been an attacking right back. So even with all these changes and, everybody's playing attacking now, that's not him.
Yeah.
I was never an attacking right back. I played right back. I was more of a defensive right back And I think you got to appreciate those players are original defenders. Like, defenders should be able to defend. And I think he's one of them. They call him the Spider for a reason. He wins every single slide tackle. He's great on one-on-one, like you said. I think he's underrated. I think because he has that competition with Dalo, we might not have
Still a young
lot of him.
guy. He got a high ceiling to go. So
Yeah, I think he's underrated. We'll still see a lot more from him. And people better watch out. Wan-Bissaka's going to have a great season this season.
I think so too. Jordan Pickford.
Yo, I've never rated him like that, especially in the recent seasons. When I was younger, I just saw him always as like the charismatic guy for Everton. Starting after Joe Hart didn't play for England anymore, and I'm like, yo, he's the starter. But as I grew up and I started seeing players a little bit better, I'm like, why is he the starter? I see him at Everton always yelling at people for the mistakes that he's making, kicking balls out, doing this, doing that. He's not the tallest guy. There's a lot of goals that go in top bins or look like they're top bins, but it's because he's only like 6 feet, 6'1". He's not. You can't reach. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Kepa. But yeah, I think he's the 4th best England goalie, and he starts for England
Yeah, shit. I mean, I would have Ramsdale and Nick Pope over him
any day.
Yeah, so I'm going overrated. You're going obviously overrated.
Way overrated, bro.
Going away from what you're
overrated.
talking about right now. I mean, he had a lot of saves last season. He helped his team stay on top of the Premier League. Almost got relegated. He could probably go to another team if he wanted to, but I'm gonna stick with overrated because I don't think he should be the number 1 anymore.
Yeah, man. Gotta Southgate. You gotta look at Ramsey.
Yo, I'm not a
He's
coach.
man.
I ain't gonna tell you that. You do what you want.
Hey, I'm gonna tell the coach. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Coach, get Ramsey at the number 1 position. Pickford. Sorry, brother, but your time has come and gone. Willian. Former Chelsea player, former Arsenal player.
Yeah.
Now playing for Fulham. What's good with him?
I'm gonna say underrated for his entire career.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, playing for Shakhtar. He played for Shakhtar, right?
Shakhtar as well.
He dominated in Champions League games. Came to Chelsea. We just seen the passion he played with, the skill. Man, the goals he's scoring, terrific goals. And, I mean, his transfer to Arsenal, I felt like it was kind of random. I think he had a couple more years in Chelsea, but no, I mean, like I said, underrated player, man. The streets won't forget you, man.
Yeah, he's never forgotten. Gone but never forgotten. I mean, he's still playing for Fulham, and I think he had a great season for Fulham last season. He does a lot of the dirty work that a lot of wingers don't like to do, but he'll track back, he'll run, he'll put in those crosses, and like you said, he electrifying. He puts on a performance, especially with that little shimmy. You know what I'm talking about. But I loved Willian ever since Chelsea, but not only from the past, even this season. He's getting a little bit up in age, 33, 34 years old. He still gets the job done. Very underrated player. I wish Chelsea had him coming off the bench this season, but...
Yeah, that would be some good experience for Chelsea.
Yeah. So continue
that's not
on.
how they're
Willian.
rocking now.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
we're going the young road. Let's see how that works.
No, which is good. It's dope. So, next off, we have Jack Harrison.
Jack Harrison, former MLS player. Went to school here as well, I believe.
Played in Liverpool Youth Academy, I believe.
Man City as well.
I think he has some trials at United. Yeah, I mean, the guy's been everywhere.
Well-traveled, brother.
But for me, he's underrated.
I agree, man. I agree. I think he has a component of his game that he can change a game in a snap of a finger. We've seen it a couple times, especially when they had when Leeds had Marco Bielsa as the coach. Very counter-attacking team. He thrived.
Him and Rafinha on the sides was
crazy.
It was nuts.
It was crazy. I mean, that's where you saw the best of Jack Harrison, in my opinion. He just got to move to Everton. He's injured right now. He should be coming up pretty soon, but I think he's going to have a big impact on that team, especially in their efforts to stay up.
They need it right now. They don't really have guys that they can rely on. And for me, for Jack Harrison, man, it's like, every goal I remember for him has been like a screamer against Liverpool. What he did to Ta.
Oh, my.
And then I believe it was Van Dijk as well. The goals he scored against Newcastle, Brighton, Brentford, all screamers. He could shoot with the left, right. He's not scared. So, yeah, man, I think he's an underrated player.
Very underrated.
Still young. Still got time in the Premier League.
Looking forward to see what he can do at Everton. I think he's on loan, but, man, Leeds legend.
Wow.
Leeds
legend?
He's going to be a legend.
I don't know.
He's going to go back to Leeds next year. When Leeds comes back up.
I gotta do some deep digging for legend status, but I'm going to just keep it at underrated.
Jack
right
Harrison,
now.
Leeds legend. You heard it here first at the Proper Football Podcast.
Respect.
Next player, lots of people love him. Even more people hate him. Mr. Harry Maguire.
Yeah, that's Kelton's favorite defender.
Not my favorite defender. I think he had a solid move to Man U. I think he's underrated, and don't get me twisted on what I'm about to say. Underrated based on what the public rates him as right now. I know he makes mistakes on the ball. I know he's had some questionable decisions, but I don't think he's as bad as people are making him look as. Some people are like, if they could give him a rating on FIFA, they'll probably put him as a 36.
36 is kind of pushing it.
I mean, the way
It's
people are
kinda
talking about
pushing
him is
Yeah.
crazy. I'll give him a solid 75 or so, but
I'm going a little below than that, probably 73.
I know he makes mistakes. I know he doesn't deserve to start at Man U right now. I don't know if he probably doesn't deserve to start in the England national team.
No, and
But he does.
Captaincy too for a national team.
He's a captain?
I
Nah,
think he
Harry
was a
Kane,
captain
Harry
at
Kane.
one point. Oh no, yeah, Harry
Kane.
Kane is the captain.
But still, he might be vice captain or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, I have him underrated, not because I think he's a phenomenal player, because the way everybody else rates him is not congruent with how he actually is as a player. Because there's
Alright.
many teams in the middle table that could use him.
So I'm gonna go overrated based on the fact that his transfer fee was ridiculous.
80 million, bro.
Yeah, 80 million. When I first seen that transfer, bro, I just stopped, stared, and I was just in shock. $80 million for Harry Maguire did not make sense. The best part of Harry Maguire was at Leicester City. He just got stripped of his captaincy at United.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, I mean, you got Bruno, the captain now, and some of the passes, terrible passes.
Check it out on YouTube.
YouTube. Yo, try typing in best of Harry Maguire and nothing's popping up. It's ridiculous. But it does suck though. I mean, people are making him seem like he's a joke and shit. I mean, but I don't know, man. Still underrated. Overrated for me.
Come on to the dark side, bro.
No. Still overrated for me. Just his decision making and some of his clearances are questionable. Yeah, man. Now he just doesn't have a spot in United.
Not even West Ham.
Not even West Ham. Good job, West Ham. Keep going.
Crazy. Matoma from Brighton had his debut season last season. Very impressive.
Yep.
I think I didn't want to give him overrated because I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's underrated because I think he does well. I think he's properly rated. I was kind of stuck in the middle with this one. He's not on the Son level that Son had a few seasons ago, but we know that he's not a bum. He's electrifying. He's a great dribbler. We can see what he did to Liverpool last season, even this season, the start of the season against Wolves. Was it
Yeah,
Wolves.
Wolves.
Just dribbling through everybody.
He did well against Luton and Wolves. Yeah.
I mean, you better be doing good against Luton. Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's properly rated, man. I'm sticking right in the middle with Matoma. Looking forward to his potential.
Yeah, I went with underrated. I feel like he has a high ceiling. He did well at the J1 League. He did well at the Belgian Pro League. And he had 12 contributions last season. It's not bad in the Premier League, and right now he's starting with fire. Him and March on the sides, they're looking like a good partnership for the future. So, underrated for me.
That's a shout, man. And last but not least, I think this next player is the most underrated player in this whole list. Is Ben White. This
for
guy
sure.
is so versatile. Center back, right back. I bet if you need him to play in the middle of the park, he could do it for you. Last season, you saw Gabriel Magalhaes have a great season, and now Gabriel is on the bench. Who's coming in to play center back? Ben White in his position. So,
But yo, last season though, I always thought about who would be the two guys. I always thought Saliba won.
Saliba was number one.
I always thought Saliba
Saliba was
won.
number one.
But now, like, it makes sense that Ben White is number 2. He's just good on the right side. You could trust him anywhere in a pitch. And
I think Arteta right now is trying some new things on with Partey on the right. But I think because Ben White is so versatile, not because he can't play center back as good as he's playing right back right now, but because he can play right back.
Yep.
You put him there. And they have natural right backs there.
That's true. I mean, Partey going forward, he kind of fills in that gap.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good shout. That's a good shout. And even his time in Brighton, pretty good.
Yeah. I was looking at a thing. If Brighton kept all their players, bro, they had an insane team.
Oh, no. Brighton's team would be wild right now.
Especially with Cucurella at left back.
Bro, they got at least like 8-9 transfers, bro.
Every season they just
know,
make
I
it
know.
happen. But Ben White, man.
Ben White actually was a free transfer to Brighton.
To
by the
Brighton.
way. Yeah, to
Oh,
Brighton.
wow.
And they made 50, I think it was like 50 mil off of him. Yeah.
51, 52.
Yeah.
But he still can't get a start for England. They got Harry Maguire. I mean, he has to start. And there's players
Bro,
that should be
he's probably
starting.
the
He's one of them.
best center back for England right now. Who else would you put in the England squad?
I'll put Ben White at center back, you saying?
Yep.
Well, they play that 2 in the back, sometimes 3 in the back a lot of times. So I'll definitely put Ben White. Have to put John Stones. He's number 1.
John Stones. Tamori.
Tamori is a shout. The way Kyle Walker plays that right center back role, he could play there too. But Ben White deserves. If they're playing 3 in the back, Ben White has to be that.
Yo, Ben White is probably their best center back. With
Stones,
yeah.
Stonesy is a force.
Yeah, Stones.
Stonesy got his position.
Stones got his.
He can play anywhere too. He's another one.
He lifted his craft a bit too.
Now that I think about it, can Ben White be the next John Stones?
Hey,
How did John Stones start at Everton as a center back?
back.
The center back-ish.
Center back.
Played a little bit of right back.
Yep.
Has that brain,
Yep.
to that IQ to make the right decision. Look at Stones playing center defensive mid now, playing like a baller. And with Arteta being mini Pep, can he transform Ben White into John Stones?
Why not? The year that he had last season as a right back was crazy. I mean, he had a couple goals. He had like 5 assists in the Premier League.
For a center back.
For a center back, playing right back.
Playing right back, out of position.
Out of position. Yep. I just like the way he plays, man. He's just so calm on the ball. Tackles. So good.
He's good, man.
Yo, underrated for me.
Very underrated, man. And that's it for Underrated, Overrated. If you like this segment, let us know in the comments. Let us know if you think any of the players are either underrated, overrated, properly rated, or if you think you had a better argument than we
questionable
did.
decisions, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially from this guy. Talking about Harry Maguire's
underrated.
underrated. Oh, my God.
Yeah, let us know. It's a crazy shout, but hey, listen to the logic.
Yeah.
Listen to the logic. And that's the end of the episode. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.